Personally, I've a raging chubby for pinball, and the Saturn certainly has that in spades, with 8 or so titles released worldwide. I say 8 or so because Sega has this compulsive need to release some games in some territories and not in others. And then just to fuck with anyone who dares to bother to research, they have the audacity to change the name of the fucking game depending on location. This 2-player game was made by Kazi, or Kazi, or Kaz-A, or Kaz-E, K-A-Z-E. Is that how you pronounce it? I know for a fact they released my favourite pinball game on the Saturn so far, Necronomicon, and I kind of feel like this game has some pretty big shoes to fill. The problem with most of these games I play is that they come with a set of expectations on them because they've been out for long enough for everyone to form their own opinions, and with this game, I've been trying my hardest to avoid this ever since I played Necronomicon at the start of the year. This time around, we're dealing with a game with an odd intro and 4 tables. It's the most extreme do or die I've seen for a pinball game. Never have I ever felt more like I need to play this game well, or else they're going to take my wife and child than I do with this game. The 4 tables we have here are Gladiators, Knight of the Roses, Dragon Showdown, and Warlock. So how do they all fare? Presentation in this game is good for one sole reason. The game from start to finish oozes with style. I'd be inclined to say something cliche like this game's style over substance, but how much substance can you really get from a pinball game? Both the menu and in-game presentation are damn good from start to finish. I would say that this is probably the best presentation out of all the pinball games I've played thus far, except maybe Necronomicon. Graphics are pretty good. It only seems to have one view, which is fine because it does the job. There are prompts around the screen which points us to where we need to be aiming for, which is fine, except I thought it was a little bit too overbearing sometimes, and a little bit annoying. Sound is pretty good. We get a generic metal track in the background of each of the tables, each table having their own track. The sound effects are as accurate as they can be, from the bumpers to the flippers. While I will say the music is nothing too amazing, I will say that it's heads and tails above every other pinball game I've played on the Saturn. I still reserve the opinion that it's not as good as that fucking Vikings table on True Pinball. Damn, that music was good. The gameplay in one way is great, and in another, disappointing. I was reading when this game came out all those years ago, it was being flaunted as a realistic pinball sim, and in that regard, this fails here. At no point do I think that. The ball physics feel a little airy-fairy to be realistic, but the kicker to this is that the game is so much fun that you can completely forgive this aspect. The concentration on fun is far more powerful than being a sim of any sorts. That being said, please don't take the inaccurate ball physics as a bad thing. It really just adds to the game in a positive way. It moves a little slower, giving you fair game to respond to that, and that makes it more fun. The replay value is pretty good. Both the Gladiators and Warlock tables are pretty awesome. Knights of the Roses and Dragon Showdown, not so much. I really like the colours of the Knights of the Roses table, but the Dragon Showdown table is just a little bit bland. In the past, I've had pinball games which have been mostly swing and a miss. If they've had the number of tables, it's disappointing across the board. Or the flip side to that is that there's awesome tables, but there's just not enough. If the Dragon Showdown table wasn't disappointing, I would say the replay value here is beyond pretty good. It would be excellent. Would I recommend this game? I'd be a fool not to. The game has plenty of style, the tables are mostly fun, and the table design is mostly pretty good. This is definitely one of the best pinball titles for the Saturn. Is it the best? Tough call, but I would probably say no. But so far, it's certainly up there. As always, thank you very much for watching. Click on the TV to see the last review, and click on the name underneath the television if you'd like to subscribe.